You are probably on lockdown, so here is an entire workout you can do at home right now that helps you move better, feel better, so when we do finally get back into the ocean, your body still works well. I'm Chris Mills with surfstrengthcoach.com. Check out the website, social media, all of that. Here's a full sequence of movements. These are really good drills. This is not some heavy hit training ab blaster. This is a sequence of movements that helps you ultimately move better so we can get back in the ocean, your body functions. We're gonna hit three-dimensional movement. We're gonna get the heart doing its job, the lung doing its jobs, hips are moving, spine's moving, building endurance where we need it. It's a great sequence of movements. Take the time to learn it, implement it, train, stay healthy, stay safe. Let's get to it. And just real quick, if you are a surfer that's also into your fitness, you wanna work on training, mobility, stretching, breath work, paddling, endurance, everything that really supports your fitness and your health and your surfing, check out my Surf Athlete 12-week program, and it's an app. First, I'm just gonna run through the movements, and then I will break down the details. So have a watch and then learn the specifics, because exercises, it's really only about the quality of movement and efficiency. You need a couple base level pieces of equipment. This is a slider. If you don't have a slider, don't worry about it. Use a piece of cardboard. Even a magazine works. Something that can slide on a surface. Second, this is a sand fillable kettlebell. We're gonna do Turkish get-ups with this. If you don't have one of these, don't sweat it, but you can check out Arm Sports backpacks on Instagram. That's where I get these from. You can use a bag full of soup cans or full of sand. You can use a dumbbell. You can hold on to a gallon milk jug full of water. Something that provides some type of resistance. You'll have a look in a minute and you can figure out what it is you can use. So now, let's move. First up, Turkish get-ups. Take some time to really learn this drill because it hits on multiple aspects that are really beneficial to us as surfers. You've got upper body mobility, a lot of shoulder stability, which promotes shoulder health, hip range of motion, various hip control and hip stabilization. And again, it's this interesting three-dimensional movement, and it puts us into planes of movement that you're not getting when you're just sitting on the couch. I really urge you to take the opportunity to learn this movement because this is a drill that you'll be able to utilize for the rest of your life. You'll end up doing 2 to 3 repetitions per side. Now we get into the lateral lunges. Again, use a piece of cardboard if need be. We're working on control and strength of the support leg as well as mobility of the hips overall. So being able to control these extreme ranges while strengthening single leg. Depending on your ability, you're going to go anywhere from 8 to 15 repetitions per side, and you're hitting those various angles. Crawling for 1 minute nonstop. Here I am demoing the stability version of this crawling pattern. So not only are you getting a lot of core control, but it really works the upper body, especially as moving backwards. I show the advanced version later in this video. And again, you're going to go for 1 minute nonstop, forward and back, quality of control the whole time. We then get into the postural endurance work for paddling, light tension of the lower body, squeezing together. I draw the sternum off the ground and I come up into this Y position. Ideally, you're holding that top position for 10 to 20 seconds. You bring the arms back, reset if you need to. You're going to be doing this non-stop for upwards of 2 minutes. Throughout that 2 minutes, rest as needed, but we want to keep these muscles under mechanical tension for prolonged periods of time. So we build endurance, this postural endurance, as well as work capacity of the posterior shoulder. When you finish your rounds, recover your breath. Focus on efficient recovery of breath, getting back to nasal breathing, and then repeat the circuit. Exercise is all about the details, so let's dial in the details here. I urge you to learn how to do a Turkish get-up. It's worth the time because it hits on so many beneficial things. Hip mobility, shoulder stability, core integration. Check out the YouTube video of mine on my website or on YouTube. Full tutorial. The reason this is a really important drill is because it hits multiple aspects of things we need as a surfer. As your circuit, you're going to perform 2 to 3 repetitions per side before the next drill. So a quick demo, I'll just show you. Shoulder stability, lots of shoulder stability going on here, as well as mobility of the upper body. More shoulder stability. Now we get the hips involved, some hip range of motion, as well as stability, some core integration. Lots of hip range of motion going on here. Nice amounts of shoulder stability from both arms. Core control, more hip mobility, hip stability. So it's in hitting all these various aspects that you as a surfer need to have, from duck dives off a board, nice shoulder stability, core integration, to pig dog positions, right? That's not too different from posting up here. So it's hitting on all these aspects that are really beneficial. Take the time to learn it, 2 to 3 reps per side. So now we nail down the slider lunges. It's basically lateral lunges. We're going to be working on the stability of the hip as well as range of motion. Use a piece of cardboard. This slider actually grates really heavily against the tile, so I'm going to show you barefoot because there's a little water on it. It's all about, as I slide out, my support leg is working, and I'm aiming to, as if I'm trying to bring that hip to a bench. So I'll show you from this side. What that's doing, most people want to do these and they just go all quadricep. What they need to do is bring that hip back into a bit of a hip hinge so we start utilizing some hamstring and glutes as well. And so as I slide out, I'm thinking of sitting back, but also maintaining good spine alignment. Don't collapse. That's what it would look like. I slide out, and now I drive through the stance leg back up. As I slide out, I can hit different vectors, but I only slide out as far as I can control this leg, so there's no collapsing. For this circuit, you want anywhere from 8 to 15 repetitions per leg before you switch. Crawling. It's all about core control, but we've got a lot of stuff going on in the upper body as well. I'll show you 2 variations. One, nice control. Think of balancing a glass of wine on the low back. Nothing moves. So people mess up because they do all this hip shifting. So they're not actually stabilizing the core. Nothing moves. Balance a glass of wine on the low back. And for 1 minute, you will go back and forth. Couple steps forward, couple steps back. The key is not losing stability and control of the spine. Only after you can do that would you progress to the more dynamic one, where there's more movement involved, but I first need to be able to control the spine before I start getting into movement. So about 1 minute there. That'll really get the heart rate up, get the lungs doing their job, try to maintain control of your breath throughout the entire circuit. Lastly, that cobra paddling movement. Really good for endurance. We've got to counteract all our Netflix binging computer. Get that stuff, get some durability and endurance around the shoulder. We're going to take a couple tweaks to this. First, we're going to pull from foundation training, and I want you to squeeze your knuckles of the big toe together and squeeze your knees together. So we've got this tension of the lower body. Upper body, I never fully extend. What I want you to think about doing is just raising the nipple line off the ground and getting the upper back to perform that movement. So I'm not just shoving it into my low back. This is too much. We want to be about here, and we want to have a slight chin tuck so the back of the neck is long. I come up, I then raise the thumbs higher than the elbow. Not here, here. As if I'm almost not shrugging. Thumbs are coming higher than the elbows, and my neck is nice, long, and relaxed. From there, I reach to a Y position, and I hold from 10 to 20 seconds. I then come back, make sure hands are higher than elbows, and I can drive back up for 10 to 20 seconds, or if I need to, I can kind of relax. You're going to be performing that movement non-stop for 2 minutes. Why 2 minutes? Because we need to build endurance. So we need to keep those muscle fibers under mechanical tension for prolonged periods of time, so they're having to do their job, create energy, deal with waste products. We need those muscles to have durability, endurance of these kind of slow twitch muscle fibers. So there you go, a full circuit of really high quality movements that really does help to reinforce all the physical attributes that we as surfers need. And right now, a lot of time binging Netflix isn't doing much for your health and fitness, so get to it. And if you are looking for something a lot more comprehensive, breathwork, stretching, dynamic training, paddle efficiency, check out my Surf Athlete 12-week app. You will be absolutely stoked on it.